Located west of downtown St. Paul, the Rondo neighborhood was and continues to be vibrant. After the construction of the I-94 destroyed hundreds of homes and divided the neighborhood in half, the physical presence of Rondo deteriorated rapidly. Selby Avenue, a once thriving and bustling lifeline for the community, lost its physical vibrancy as businesses closed and residents moved. Yet the Rondo neighborhood survives through the people. The following projects look to capture the culture and energy of the community through architectural intervention. Selby Avenue is an urban corridor. In its first decades, commercial and apartment buildings would often hit the street edge, creating community energy unmatched in West St. Paul. Small businesses prospered, culture and music flourished, and the vibrancy of the Rondo neighborhood was reflected in its architecture. Today, many of these buildings have been torn down. The ones built in their place are often set back significantly from the street, following the suburban template of parking in the front. To recapture the energy that is still present in the people but not in the architecture, a new threshold that continues the street edge on Selby Avenue should be considered in order to promote both business and community engagement. When edges are interesting and stimulating, they encourage people to linger on the street and experience what the surrounding edges have to offer both internally and externally. A new, more engaging street wall will line Selby Avenue, filling in the remnants of a suburban template and contributing to a compelling landscape. The simple introduction of such a threshold can really re-energize pedestrian experience, as seen here at 934 Selby Avenue. A variation of permeability and materiality can pique the curiosity and interest of both drivers and pedestrians as well. This can allow the areas behind the new thresholds to also be activated in ways that support local business and community fellowship. The driveway of this auto shop has been converted into an outdoor showroom for a local masonry business. It has space to offer bricklaying demonstrations to the public and to showcase various brick patterns to potential clients. Its new threshold, flush with the building next to it, continues the street edge and attracts pedestrians to stay and linger, helping both business and community. Through the introduction of a continuous street wall, a reinvigorated Selby urban corridor has the potential to physically recapture and re-promote the vibrancy of the Rondo culture.
The general public has no space along Selby Avenue. Satellite images like this map show a distinct lack of open park area anywhere among its residential lots. Sure, schools have playgrounds and sports fields, but these spaces were created for and are used by the children attending the school. This is an issue leaders of the neighborhood are aware of, though. During the guided tour of Selby, Greg and Charles had said public spaces, like community gardens, had been built before and were actively maintained by residents. These spaces have turned out to be temporary, a filler program until the land is either developed or sold. Then the green space is removed, destroying the work done by community members and making them hesitant to engage with projects that followed. Something Selby does have are unused or underused plots of land. Those plots are sprinkled around the neighborhood, with about 8 or so being within our area focus alone. Vacant lots like this are actually detrimental to cities in which they are located. They deny the city a source of tax revenue, cost the city money in upkeep, and lower adjacent property values by up to 20%. The mural park proposal is a solution to both a lack of public space and a surplus of empty or abandoned lots. Using an empty lot as its site, mural park turns this disadvantage into an advantage that benefits the entire neighborhood. This park is also an exhibition space dedicated to the beauty of murals as a work of art and their power as a work of activism, protest, and remembrance. This specific art form was chosen because of the events of this past spring and summer, beginning with the murder of George Floyd by Minneapolis police. The mural became another act of protest used in the service of the ongoing fight for racial equality in America. Given the damage that had been done to Rondo by these same kinds of institutions, a space dedicated to action and activism in the pursuit of equality seemed appropriate. To aid in the pursuit of those ends, this park is intended to act as a headquarters for protests. Having an established point of gathering should create a safer environment for people participating, while also ensuring their protest is seen and their voices are heard. And as an effort to further support cultural generation along Selby, Mural Park is meant to be used as another venue site for the Twin Cities Jazz Festival that is held just a bit farther east on Selby. With the festival growing in size every year, A readily available site of expansion would be convenient.
The Rondo neighborhood has a great community and a wealth of culture. Parklets can help express that culture and create an even closer community. Parklets are islands of parks placed in roadways, usually taking up 2 to 3 parking spaces. They will help slow down traffic while providing many amenities for the businesses and pedestrians, such as seating, greenery, bicycle parking, and art, creating a new public space in the neighborhood where it may be lacking. The Selby corridor has many businesses ranging from local restaurants and locally owned commercial spaces to larger ventures that are placed along the street edge. There is one park that sits along Selby, but there is much more of the corridor that could be activated by adding in parklets. The parklet design can bring greenery to the streets and provide seating, entertainment, and give extra space for businesses to utilize outdoors. The other projects along Selby focus on certain aspects of spaces, so the addition of parklets will help connect those designs and create a unified Selby corridor. Parklets are versatile and can be designed in many different ways. Some are simple, while others are artistic. Filling the need of the space they are sitting in, they are often temporary but can become more permanent if the desire is there. Parklets are designed for the community and will leave a long-lasting positive impression on those living nearby.
Within the blocks surrounding Selby Avenue from Lexington Parkway to Dale Street, there are a variety of community institutions, such as schools and churches, that contribute to the Selby Avenue community. On Selby Avenue between Oxford Street and Chatsworth Street, there is the J.J. Hill Montessori Magnet School. The 1974 brick building is home to a St. Paul Public Elementary School that values peace and community. The community garden serves as a reflection of the school's values. It is maintained by students and parents as well as faculty. Where the garden is today once stood the original school building. Main entrances were located on Selby and Oxford. Now the building sits lower in elevation at the opposite corner of the block. Only students who walk to school use the Selby Avenue entrance. Eventually, the main entrance was moved to the back of the building, favoring the majority of students who arrive by bus. In many instances, the Selby entrance is still used. After school, students who live in the neighborhood often walk to the Jimmy Lee Recreation Center. Occasionally, students walk to the Haley Q. Brown food shelf to volunteer. Walks to Central High School for activities are also common. Imagine an entrance that opens up the school to the Selby Avenue corridor. Building additions like these would take lots of time and money. However, there are design interventions that can be made to enhance the connection between the school and Selby Avenue quicker and with a much lower budget. The space between the street and the school is underutilized and would be an excellent place to plant native grasses and flowers, a water management strategy already valued by the school district. There is a mural project funded in part by Rondo Community Land Trust already in the design process. These murals can be incorporated in a way that encourages the use of the Selby Avenue entrance. The long fence line and retaining wall can be redesigned to create meaningful interactions between students and those walking by. All of these tactics provide opportunities for a more engaging Selby Avenue corridor. While each of the design ideas introduced could be implemented independently, they are all designed to work together to maximize the varied and vibrant experiences on Selby Avenue.
The Rondo neighborhood is full of culture, energy, and great people. The residents had to overcome the interstate splitting the neighborhood and ruining the lives of many people that live there. The Rondo people bounced back and have created a great culture for those that live there today. These projects will help the neighborhood express themselves more and create an even closer community. From returning the J.J. Hill School back to the community, to bringing back the historical facades that ran along Selby Avenue, to creating seating and extra space for more pedestrian-friendly streets, to a community space for artistic expression and enjoyment. These projects are stepping stones for further development and will help embrace the community and show others how the Rondo neighborhood is thriving.